So every week we're going to get the what games are coming out. We
Yeah.
are in
Yeah.
we are in the time of the year when everybody is negotiating and fighting for those licenses. So whether it's Arcade One Up, Basic Fun, Iconic Arcade, everyone is basically fighting for the same things right now. So for me to kind of publicly spill who is winning where at this point would be one of those things that we do not do.
Yeah.
But what I did get was they're committed to releasing Supremes outside of the club stores next year.
Big win.
So
Big
that
win.
is something that I'm really excited about. I already know I'm going to start with one title to make sure that the demand I suspect, you know, from the demand that we've seen in club stores, I want to make sure that same demand transfers online. So I think I know a title. And by I think I know a title, I mean that when I have the green light to announce the title, you guys will actually be nice to me. So it'll be good news. It's not going to be dumb. It's going to be great. So very excited
And what I
for.
heard there was if we don't buy them in a club store level, so we really got to support this effort when it comes out, and I have a feeling we'll be ready to support it by the time it comes out. So that'll be
I
exciting.
I have a feeling that the title I am going for, Michael B, the Game Genie. Just say it, no one will know. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I can see all the shorts coming up. I think there'll probably be like a 19K Fox conspiracy.
I had
Kevin is the industry puppet master saying that such and such will be released.
all
I can
61 of our very dedicated viewers right now has signed an NDA before the show started.
Wouldn't that be wonderful if we could actually do that? Like, hey guys, we're going to tell you the truth. What I can say is that the title I have requested, which the brand has committed to going after, has been requested in every single live stream that we have done to date. So I did not go for some wild, crazy. No one's ever heard of it, and I have not. I have not requested Pac-Man XL. So everyone can rest easy. It is not Decadent Dave. It is not. I knew that was coming. I did not request a Pac-Man Supreme. No steps. I'm not going to tell you what the game was yet. Sorry. Uh,
But
you're
he's
just
right. It's come up in every single show we've done. Now,
every
all
single
you have to
show.
do is go back and watch every show and
Yeah,
make
you have to
a spreadsheet.
transcribe the chat, put it into Chat GPT, and then go ahead and do an analysis and determine which one was the
I
most
bet you could get
requested.
darn close doing that. Now that I think about it,
You literally
you could.
could. You would have to ignore the retro because then you'd be like, oh, it's going to be Dragon's Lair in 720. So you can't.
Damien's screwing up the algorithms again.
Well, if you request the same thing 17 times a night, like that's absolutely going to screw up the algorithm. But no, you could probably figure it out. It's not going to be Cubert. I'm not going to do an XL Cubert.
No, but Irish Michael C, if the one that we're talking about that shall not be named comes out, I will absolutely be buying it day one, no question. And I will probably not be buying any Warhammer figures along with it.
I fully think everyone should buy Warhammer.
I
Warhammer's the reason that my son knows how to read now. So I fully support everyone getting Warhammer and playing that. I make no money, uh, but absolutely go and do that.
Did you ever see the South Park skit about Warhammer where they all
Dude,
sit around and do that?
I haven't watched South Park in
I got it. I
years.
almost said that to you last night. So it's so on point. You would love it. Anyway, yes, moving on.
No, it's a good time. It's a good time, but it's an interesting it's interesting to just kind of go in one of those stores and play Warhammer with a bunch of 40-year-old guys. It's
That's
like it's a lot of fun, and then at the same time, there's sort of like this introspective, like, am I doing the right
what
thing
are we
with my
doing?
life right now? Like,
Yes, well, you can imagine Cartman and yeah, just sitting around playing. Yeah. Anyway, this is a I think a very relevant question that you can answer without having to answer.
Will Basic Fun ever do a cabinet with a game that Arcade One Up hasn't done before?
So a net new title.
Like WWE? Yes, they will.
Yeah, yeah.
They
I
already
mean,
have.
I think we quickly forget, because we do see things like, oh, Star Wars, it's the same three games, just a different cabinet style. Centipede, okay, that's kind of the same. Some of the other Turtles and Asteroids or whatever, those were the same. WrestleFest was a kind of a big deal. I mean, the execution maybe wasn't exactly what everybody wanted, but they swung for the fences on that one. And again, it wasn't perfect, but yeah, that was a net new title. So yeah, I think obviously the question is going forward, are we going to see new titles or just ones that we're already familiar with?
I think in the first, I would say not first year, within the next year, I would think that as they're building up their business, they would probably, I know this is going to be a boring answer, but they will probably be focused on games that have some sort of a track record that they can make a foundational business out of, if that makes sense, because you need to have revenue and everything else before you can start taking flyers on Damien's Dragon's Lair and 720, right? Like you have to have things that are already moving the needle. So I would expect that in year one, and when I say year one, I mean next year, so year two, I would expect to see a lot of things that we've seen before, depending on what licenses they be able to secure. Once they've established their sort of base, I don't think it's going to be long before they start reaching out. I saw some very interesting titles in there. We talked about some cool driving games, for instance, that have never been done. So, I know that there's some opportunities within there. Especially with licenses, I would say there's some licenses that no one has really touched yet, that I think that they would love to get their hands on. So
it's been a while since we've seen a driving game.
it has been a while. Fast and the Furious just didn't do it for me.
It's a fun game. It was a really weird execution. They took one game, they split it into two, and they kind of just there were some things really not right about it. But it is fun, and that's the only reason I kept it. So I'm waiting to replace that. Give me another proper title, and yeah, that'll be out the door.
Yeah, what they're really, and what we both talked about is what can we confidently produce spot on next year. So like WrestleFest to me was a bit of a risk. It was a bit of a big swing. And it didn't necessarily go all the way out of the park. It sort of went down the side. It wasn't a bad hit, but it wasn't going to make the top 5 on ESPN the next day.
Yeah.
So it's really about starting with what do we have a high level of confidence in? What can get released next year that we know for sure is going to come out, boom, be on point. And then immediately, what's the next round? My Supreme cab is not at the back of the line, so that brings me quite a bit of joy. I'm hoping to get it out sooner rather than later. So we will see. We will see when that comes to life, but people will be happy. People will be happy.
Yeah.
I gave them a specific list that we agreed on, and it was if we execute this list of games, a lot of them aren't new and exciting, but if we execute this list of games and bring this title out as a Supreme, you had a good year. If you take the fan feedback, build that in, yes, we want to do that. Add this title, yes, we'll get working on that. That's a good year. Then there's a whole list behind that of like, okay, if we've executed here, let's chunk off this title, this license next. And that's where I think it gets really exciting.